is Troy Casey here. I'm in Santa Monica, California, and today, Wednesday, we have Monika Lima, who lost 178 pounds utilizing the Purium cleanse, the transformation, as well as the Purium products for about 20 months. And so I interviewed her already. You can see that on my Facebook pages. It's a great little interview. So she'll be on the call in a couple of minutes. Just a few announcements for everyone. As of right now, you're star 5. If anybody afterwards wants to ask a question, I do believe, I think it's star 6, and next week I'll have that straight for you guys to unmute your phone. I do recommend everyone at home mute their phone on their iPhone or whatever device that they have. That way, if they're going to the bathroom or the dog's barking or they're washing the dishes, that everyone isn't involved with that activity. So a couple of other announcements. I am having healthy happy hours at my new home office in Santa Monica, 7 p.m. every Thursday evening. You can invite local people here. You can come yourself to see how one's done. You can, if you're not available, you can invite your friends and you can tell them and just make sure that I know, RSVP with me, and I will take care of everything from there. And so every Thursday night in Santa Monica, there's a healthy happy hour. There's many people on the teams. We're going to have them in Miami very soon, as well as New York. And so I'll keep you guys posted. The best way to do healthy happy hours and experience them, of course, is having them yourself. If you're serious about building this business, I've been instructed by team leader Ian Farrar, who's a 4-star crown, that his teams that are growing the quickest and fastest are doing healthy happy hours consistently, and then they're building up to super healthy happy hours so that groups of people get together in a region and start supporting each other, and you can invite more people. And so a lot of that activity is happening in Florida right now, in Orlando, in Tampa. So I encourage everyone out there to just have a healthy happy hour, simple as pouring a power shake or a love shake and pressing play on the video and sharing your personal experience. And that's what we're always doing in this business anyways. We're really sharing the truth from where we're coming from. So the recording from last week from Vidya is up on YouTube if anybody wants that. I am in the process of doing the same thing with Ian Farrar's call the week before and my mindset call for the beginning of April. And so all that stuff will be up on my YouTube channel, Mr. Troy Casey, and I will continue to streamline things for the team and work for the team. If anybody has a suggestion that they would like for these calls or for their team or for a team huddle call, or you want a one-on-one or a three-way with me, feel free to contact me anytime, either via social media or my email or my telephone number if you have that as well. We are here to help you build. We are running with the runners. We're jogging with the joggers. And we're giving the people that want to walk, they can just take it slow and do it at their own pace if they want. And so right now, the pack that I'm running with is in the front, and they're running. And so, and I watch my other teams, Ian Farrar, Kathy as well. You know, people are really building in Purium because this opportunity is hot. Many people that have network marketing experience for many years, they're building right now because it's hot right now, and there still isn't, we're not a household name. So there's room for improvement. I'm doing three-way calls daily with gym owners, yoga studio owners, well-known social media celebrities. And so get out there, contact your people, you know, let people know the business that you're in, share the transformation, share your experience, get clear on your intentions, how much money you want to make, what that dollar value looks like, whether it's a car note, a house payment, or it's your complete lifestyle. You want a traveling lifestyle and you need $20,000, $30,000 a month. That's great. Get that clear in your mind. Send those goals over to me and your sponsor, and let's start making that dream come alive. It's a step-by-step process, guys. I'm going through it myself. Next week, or the week after when I'm helming the call again, I'll share that a little bit, what's going on in my life, on my whiteboards, in my discussions with my wife, in creating our dreams together. So without further ado, we have Monika Lima. I was very fortunate to catch up to her with one of the regional events recently. I recommend everyone get to the regional events, the national events. We've got Rosenheim, Germany, June 6th. I recommend if you're in Europe, you get to that event. I recommend everyone get to the Ignite event in Anaheim, California, August 14th through the 16th. I recommend everyone buy their tickets and worry about the logistics later. But get to those events because those events will change your life, and you get to meet people like Monika and some of the other really cool, awesome athletes and just people that are involved with Purium. You've got all walks of life. Some people like doing this as a hobby. Some people like doing it as a social element. And you've got plenty of business people, and you learn from the people that are having the most success with the Purium business. So national convention's coming up. Get your tickets, guys. I can't stress that enough. The company's got March Mayhem right now. For $1, you can join as a member with Purium this month. So jump on all the company promotions. David Litt's got great marketing. And then, Monika has been so gracious to give her time. So she lost 178 pounds. Without further ado, please welcome Monika to the call. And Monika,
hi, guys.
There you are. Awesome.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you for having me on this call. I started about 2 years ago in March, and I was 310 pounds. I had problems with my feet.
Hold on a second, Monika.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure it was all set up. She lost 178 pounds. You were 310 pounds. So why don't you go back and give us the impetus? Was it somebody that you met? Was it somebody that you knew? Or was it a change that you said, no more, and I'm going to make this change? How were you introduced to Purium, the 10-day transformation, and, who was it that introduced you to it? Tell us that part of the story. Start from the beginning.
Well, Kathy and Jody, Jody is my aunt. And Kathy, she's one of the 4-star crowns. She was doing this, and it was the beginning, and she was like, you guys got to try this product. It's amazing. And I turned it down at first, and then my mom did a transformation, and she was like, oh, gosh, she loved it, and it looked super easy. So I was like, okay. And after having problems, I didn't really realize how big I was. I went to the doctor. My feet were hurting me really bad, and my mom's like, you got to try this. So after her 10 days, she did another 10-day with me, and that's how I got introduced. And then I did my 10-day transformation, and I started March 4th of 2012, and then it went on from there, and I lost 20 pounds my first transformation. So, and then after that, I was like, well, if I can lose 20 pounds, why not set a goal to 100 in a year? So I set my goal for 100 for a year, and I exceeded that goal, and I lost it in, I think it was 10 months. I lost 100 pounds. And then after my 10 months, my 12 months, I lost 120 pounds. I've done 4 transformations so far. I'm on my 4th transformation right now. And I have now lost 183 pounds. So it's been quite a journey. It's been an amazing one. With the help of Purium, I don't have any cravings. I don't miss anything. I used to eat fast food, and almost every day, fast food, sodas, and diet soda was my go-to. And I stopped all that. After that 10 days, I was amazed. I didn't want it. I didn't crave it. And I've been taking it ever since. So it's been 2 years now that I've been taking this product.
And so have you stayed off the junk food too? Or, I mean, obviously, things wax and wane, and but have you just complete abstinence, or was it an educational process?
For me, it was more like a lifestyle. I've been on so many diets. I've had personal trainers. I've had all these different things. And for me, Purium gave me a lifestyle. Okay, so like I don't eat fast food anymore. I don't eat, I stay away from like the candies. And if I do have something sweet or I want something sweet, I'll do a piece of dark chocolate. I've never liked dark chocolate in my life, and all of a sudden I love it. And that's the thing with Purium is it's totally completely changed my taste buds to where they were supposed to be, for health and for, you know, if I want something sweet, like I said, I go to a strawberry or a raspberry or some, that's my sweetness. That's what I like. And so, no, I don't do junk food very often at all, really. Potato chips I don't do and stuff like that. But, you know, every once in a while if someone goes out to dinner, I'll go out to dinner, but it's in moderation. I do it every once in a while. It's not on a daily basis, no. So
great. So what are some of the other things that you've experienced, you know, being involved with Purium, and even you must have talked with David Sandoval a few times too, yeah?
Oh yeah. Well, I went to his PHP Academy he had back in March. He did a for weight loss, and that was a life changer. Because learning about every single product that he has for weight loss, and I take these pre-meal control capsules, which are one of my favorite. They're my second favorite product out there. You take 2 of them before you eat, like if you eat starchy foods or anything like that, and they help break it down, and so it doesn't stick to like your intestines, and it doesn't stay in your body. It kind of just helps it go through it. And I love that. I love that product. It's called pre-meal control capsules. Those are my favorite things. So if I'm going to eat something that I know that's not as good for me, then I usually take both of those before, two of the capsules before I eat. And then even talking to Dave, gosh, he's so full of knowledge. It's kind of crazy to just hang out with him and listen to him and listen to how passionate he is about his company and what he does, and how many lives he helps. And he helped mine, and he saved my life with building this company. And that's the biggest thing. You know, I have 2 kids, and it's changed my kids' life. I have a 6 and a 7-year-old, and, you know, they don't eat fast food, and they don't do the things that we used to as a family. And it's more about eating healthy and eating the right ways and choosing better choices for you.
So talk a little bit more. I mean, 180 pounds now you've lost.
Yeah.
You know, that's a huge transformation. So how has that also shown up in your life and your lifestyle? You know, explain to everyone, you know, how your life has changed, on what level, you know, please share with that.
When I did the first 10-day transformation, I didn't work out ever. I've never worked out hardly at all. So after the 10 days, it just gave me that motivation, like, hey, you know, I set myself a goal for a year and to lose 100 pounds. So I started working out after my 10 days. And I felt amazing. It was weird. I was like, I thought I was going to feel winded or, you know, not wanting to do it. And I loved it. And I kept continuing. And then in April, I signed up for a boot camp. And I do that every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And that's been my life. I love it. I exercise with my kids. I exercise 5 days a week now for at least an hour. And that's been a big change. I mean, I used to have my knees hurt and my feet hurt, and my feet don't hurt anymore, and I can run. I mean, now I run. I used to hate running. And I run, and I love it. It's been a great experience. Even going on the slides with the kids. You know, I couldn't sit on the slides. So going on the slides at the park with my kids, that's rewarding. And that's something to brag about to me. I get to go on the slides, or I get to fit on the swings. Because, you know, before when you're bigger, you know, the swings will stick into your sides or you feel uncomfortable, or, you know, people are watching. And I don't have that fear anymore. I don't have that fear of people watching what I'm doing, or, oh my gosh, look at that person, or, it's been a great one. So.
And so did you get, when you were 300 pounds, did you get some of that? Did you feel that emotionally and mentally? People
when
looking at you?
I was hiding it inside. Like I had confidence. I've always had a little bit of confidence, you know, and I've always been bigger my whole life, from when I was a kindergartner till I got into high school. And then I lost a little bit of weight, and then I gained it back when I had my children. And then I never felt that big. I always would look at myself and I'd be like, oh, no, you're not that big. You know, your mind plays tricks on you. And then you step on that scale and you see, oh, gosh, I'm 310 pounds, you know, and then I was only 22 at that point. So being 22, 310 pounds, by the time I'm 30, you know, you're going to be almost 400 pounds if I ate the way that I was going to eat. And that's scary. You know, I have diabetes in my family. We have heart problems in our family. And, you know, by the time I'm 28, that's what I'll probably have, is diabetes and all that kind of stuff. And taking Purium, there's so many people I've met that stopped taking their medications and have stopped, you know, no more diabetes. Even Kathy Agata, she has diabetes and she doesn't take any medication for it. And that's one thing that I know by drinking Purium and taking products and taking the aminos and pre-meals and all that kind of stuff that I take every day. I know that I'm not going to have that. I know that for the rest of my life, if I continue doing this, that I won't have to take medications and I won't have to do these things, because this stuff is doing it for me. This stuff is taking care of my body. So.
Wow, that's what a great experience. So let me ask you a question. You know, what is your doctor? What is your healthcare providers and people that you've been working with, you know, over the last 5 or so years that knew you before your transformation? What is their experience of you?
Well, it's crazy because I don't hardly ever have to go to the doctor anymore. So when I do go to the doctor, I mean, it's for like a wellness checkup, and they're like, oh, you know, a couple of doctors were like, what are you doing? You know, you've lost 100 pounds in less than a year. You know, what's this? And so you that's where you get to share your story. You get to be like, oh, well, I've been taking Purium, and, you know, you explain these things. And that's why, like, even on the business aspect, you have brochures and you have those things and you hand them out to people, even like your doctors, and they want to start doing it and they want to know what's going on. I mean, I take my shakes with me everywhere, and people are like, what's that? Well, what is that? And people get curious, and then, you know, I have my brochures, and, you know, you hand out your brochures. I mean, you know, sometimes people are like, no way, that's not you. That was not you. And that's exciting. That gives me more confidence, and that gives me more, well, I did this. You know, you can do it. And so it's been a great experience.
Right. Well, that's great. So a question that I have for you is, you know, everyone wants to know, you know, how you're running your business. So you've had this experience. You've got a complete, full-blown, visceral experience, a big experience, big transformation. So, you know, why don't you explain to people, you know, how you run your business, how you offer information, what you do in your business?
Well, I think the key is to I didn't do the business side up until a few months ago when I went to one of the Crown universities, and those are great to go to if you can, because it's Crown's telling you how they run their business and what they do and how they do their things. And I got to sit down with Tracy when I was in Hawaii. I did a TV show for Purium, and that was exciting, and that was last month in April. And I sat down with one of the clowns, Tracy, and we were just talking, and the way that people approach you, I mean, when you're sitting down at dinner and your waitress or waiter is talking to you, start a conversation with them, learn their name, learn where they're from, and then they're going to ask you, well, where are you from, and what do you do? And you can be like, well, you know, my name's Monika. I do my business is Purium. Then you have your brochure in your purse, or, you know, whatever, wherever, and you put it in the little book, and you'll be like, all right, you know, here's all my information. Or even someone that's sitting next to you, you know, just strike up a conversation. I think it's all about, for me, it's personality and getting to know somebody. And once you start getting to know and you have that, people are inviting, and they want to learn more about you, and your company is what you are. And so I think that's how I feel.
Right, and people must be pretty blown away at your story, though. I mean, that must catch people's attention, right?
Oh yeah, well, and I work at a restaurant, so I work at a restaurant called Texas Roadhouse. I'm a waitress, and you talk to people every day. I see people in and out all the time, every day, and people are like, "How do you do it working here?" Because we have bread and everything almost in our store has MSG and all these types of things, and they're like, "How do you do that? How do you stay away from those foods that aren't good for you?" It's easy when you have Purium. It's easy when, like, even after the 10 days, you try a French fry and it's not as good as you thought it was going to be. Or you try something that you loved, and it's not going to be as good as you thought it was going to be, because it's not what your body wants. That's not our body was trained because we have all this stuff around you, but it's not what your body needs, and it's not what your body really truly wants. Your body wants nutrition, and your body wants it to work in a right way. And Purium is going to help your body work in that right way.
Well, and it's funny. It's funny you say all that, because I've been on the internet for a very long time. There's a mystique, especially in Europe. They think that Americans are just fat, dumb people eating too much. But the fact of the matter is if you look at the biochemical element of obesity, and what's really happening is people are putting things that have no nutritional value into their body. The body doesn't know how to metabolize it. It stores it as fat, and then it's starving. It's literally starving. And so that's why people are eating more, because there's no nutrition. So you get a little bit of nutrition with the Purium stuff, and your body and your cells they come alive. So I've seen it time and time again.
Dave also says, like, when we were at the PHP Academy, Dave talked about that, about how obese people, they're never satisfied because, like you said, no nutrition in their body. Because you're eating, so you go to McDonald's, let's say, and you have your Big Mac or whatever, and your French fries and your soda. A couple minutes later, you're going to be like, well, I want more. I want more of that Big Mac. I want more of that French fries. I want more of, or whatever you're eating. You're going to want more of it because you're not satisfied, like you said, because of not nutrition. And so with Purium, you drink your shake and you take that 10 days. I always encourage people, no matter what, to buy at least something out of the product. Try the pre-meals, try the aminos, try the power shake. Just try it for a couple days and then do a 10-day transformation, because the transformation is going to really help you, like your taste buds and your things like that completely change for the better. And that's the biggest thing. I try to push as much as I can the 10-day transformation, because it's nothing like it. I mean, there's nothing else like that. There's nothing else that's going to make you try this and you try that, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. This is worth it. Purium is worth it.
Right. It's a complete reboot. Well, we had a great call last week, very well-known health professional, and, she was talking about client compliance. Once people experience this 10-day transformation, you have their attention because they feel like a different human being. And so client compliance is great. So before I bring on Andy, because I think Andy has some questions as well, Monika, can you share with everyone what your number one favorite product is with Purium?
Oh, that's so hard.
Well, you said your number two.
I know I have number two. It would be the Power Shake. I love the Power Shake because it has the kamut in it, and it has all the things that I love to take every day. And I always put an extra scoop of kamut in my Power Shake. But I love this stuff. That's like my that would have to be my number one. And like I said, the number two is like a pre-meals that has helped me out. I just started taking them avidly like 4 months ago. I take them every single time that I eat. And
how many minutes before you eat do you take those?
30. So about a half an hour before you eat. And then my third choice would be the aminos. I mean, people are like, how come you don't have a lot of excess skin? Especially, I have it because obviously in 2 years, 183 pounds, you're going to have a little bit of skin. And I think a couple people have emailed me and asked me, well, why, I'm worried about losing weight and then my skin being all flabby. With those aminos, you don't have to worry about that. I take 10 a day. So I take mine right before I work out, which is in the morning, and I take 10 of them every single day. I never miss my aminos. And
yeah, I take 9 to 15 a day, and they make me look like a spring chicken.
Right? Those are my favorite. I mean, like I said, I have a little bit of skin like on my stomach and on my arms. But nothing compared to what, like, if you see people that have done gastric bypass surgery and stuff like that, they lose a lot of weight, right? In the first year. And they have a lot of skin. But with the aminos, I know for sure those aminos have completely helped my skin. So
right, great. So good. That segues. Yes, the aminos are great. My top products as well are the Power Shake and the aminos. But don't ask me to get number one, because then I'll start going in circles with the American ginseng and the kamut and all that other stuff. However, the question that I want to ask you is, Monika, you talked a little bit about this on the video, and so why don't you tell us, what your daily intake is like? Because I think you said that you do one day on or one day off, or you do half-day fasting and then you have a meal at night. Can you share with everyone, kind of the in-between transformations, what you're taking?
So in the morning, every day. In the morning, I take, like I said, 10 aminos. That's my breakfast. And then I'll go work out at 9, from 9 to 10. And then I come home, and about 10:30, 10:45, I have a Power Shake. And then from there, I go, like, I'll have raspberries or berries or something of that sort. And then a couple hours later, I'll have another Power Shake. And then a couple hours later, I'll do maybe like 5 more aminos. So I take about 15 aminos a day. Sorry. And then I have a meal at the end of my night.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I a lot of days I do that. In fact, I just had breakfast this morning. What did I have? Health Nut had bacon, and my wife made some egg rice. And so I have breakfast about twice a week, when I actually eat a heavy meal in the breakfast. Otherwise, what I normally do is the same thing that you do. I like to feel very light, going to the gym, feeling energetic, and then coming home. And I'll either eat lunch or eat dinner. It depends on my energy requirements for the day. And then I intuitively eat or don't eat. But I always have powerful nutrition by my side. When Dave Sandoval said that he does 10 scoops of kamut in the morning, and I know that he's the wheatgrass king, I figured I better listen up to that. So I've been mainlining. I've been mainlining kamut ever since, and so I do a lot of the kamut. And at the national convention last year, I did a lot of it, and let me tell you, it really cleans you out when you do a lot of it.
I see that because the kamut is in the Power Shake. I mean, there's a lot of things in the Power Shake, and I can't remember all of them at this entire moment. But one of them is the kamut, and so I put an extra scoop of kamut in my Power Shakes. I also use ionic elements. I know they have a pill form of it now, and I forget what they're called, but I use the drops ionic elements, and those help me. Like, I didn't take it for a couple of days in my Power Shake ionic elements, and I had a headache, and I was like, why do I have this headache? And it was because I didn't take my ionic elements. It just helps you, like, rehydrate like that. Yeah, I love that stuff.
The minerals, and they make you electric too. They really turn you on. And so, the minerals. You just have to take more of the new salt product that they have. What is that called? Super Lights. You just have to take more.
Super Lights.
I experimented with that too. And so I'm like, all right, well, let me feel these minerals. Let me take a handful of them. And so you definitely feel them, but you just got to up your dose.
Yeah, because ionic elements, I do like, because they still have it in the dropper because I like I'm like old school, because when I first did the transformation, they had like really no flex foods, and they didn't have the appleberry flavor, and they didn't have ionic elements. So it was just original Power Shake, the fiber, cherry juice, and that was it. And so I did it like hardcore my first, I always say hardcore. I did it hardcore my first transformation. That was difficult. My first transformation was difficult for me, the first 4 days. And to the point where I had to like stand over the sink and gag it down. But I think for the most people, like even with this product, just push through it. 10 days of your life is nothing compared to the rest of your life. So if you can push through it, I mean, you can do it, and you can do it for the rest of your life. So I think that's what I tell people too. You want to people are like, oh, my coffee and oh, my this and oh, my that. Just do it for 10 days. I promise you, it will be a life changer. So.
That's great. Well, on that note, why don't we just open up the lines? Andy, if you're there with any questions, I know that your team might have had some questions.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, thanks for coming on the call, man. I got a Skype with Monika last week, and honestly, she's an absolutely beautiful, amazing person. She really is. Her story's inspirational. I've just got a couple of questions for you, man. One is, see, with your family, with your kids, what are your feelings? How do you feel about life? How does it change your life with the kids now, involving Purium in your life and losing that weight and feeling fantastic? How has that changed you? How you deal with your kids, the stresses, how you can have your great times playing with your kids? How's all that changed?
With the kids, it's changed completely. I mean, it's just more, it was funny because I used to watch a lot of TV shows, and I would sit on my butt on the couch, and I'd watch movies with my kids a lot of the times, and just kind of not want to do anything, not motivated to get up. And if they wanted to go to the park, I was like, I don't want to walk to the park, but okay, we'll go. Just like I don't know what's on TV hardly ever anymore. I am very, very active with them, going swimming. We have a pool in the backyard, so we go swimming when it's hot. We go to the park. I go play baseball with my son. We threw the baseball with each other for, I don't know, an hour and a half the other day at the park. And I ride bikes. I haven't rode a bike in I don't know how long. It's probably been a good 7 years. And the other day I rode a bike and I felt great. Just different things, like when my kids love frozen yogurt, and we have a frozen yogurt shop here, and it's about 4 miles away. And we get on our bikes, we get the dogs, and we go and we walk to get frozen yogurt. Just stuff like that. They love it. Instead of ice cream, you have the frozen yogurt. Instead of McDonald's, you can have. My son loves the Power Shake. He always has a competition with my brother who can drink it the fastest. Just stuff like that. You make it fun with your kids. You have to make it fun, or they're not going to be. Sometimes, well, at least for my kids, they're not going to be interested. If you don't make it fun and you don't make it to where, you have something, then my kids are like, no way. But now that, they see me and they see my picture all the time, and they're like, oh my gosh, Mom, I can't believe you were that big. All right. You don't even look the same, Mom. And that's rewarding in itself. That's the biggest blessing, is to be able to show my kids how to eat and what to eat in the proper way.
I don't know if I'm the same as everyone else, but I'm sat here with a big smile on my face. It's brilliant. See, when you first did your very first cleanse, man, what were your initial feelings during the cleanse, the first few days, the first week? What sort of emotions did you feel, good and bad? And how did you deal with them if you did have bad emotions? Because this is something that's really pertinent to a lot of people. There's some people are beginning to think, or initially thought, that the cleanse is meant to be enjoyable. But a cleanse is a means to an end for certain things. So what were your initial feelings on that first cleanse?
Well, you're supposed to kind of with the cleanse, you're supposed to eat light. Eat light before you do it. The first few days, you're supposed to eat a little lighter and stuff like that. Well, I think the day before I started, I had I think it was McDonald's. And I started the next day. Oh, yeah. I started the next day, and it was harsh. I had the worst headache. About 6 o'clock, I can remember I sat on the couch, and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can have a headache like this. I don't want to do this anymore. I was drinking caffeine, too, before this, and I think that was another problem. And then I went to bed at 8 o'clock that night because my head hurt so bad. And then the next morning, I woke up, and I was fine, and then I did my transformation. And mind you this, the first 4 days, I was over the sink okay, this shake doesn't taste very good. I don't like this, but I'm going to do it because my mom made it look so easy. And I'm kind of competitive in different ways. And so I was like, no, I'm going to do this. My mom can do it. I can do it. So I just kept pushing, and I kept going. And I had a headache for the first 3 days. Each day got a little better. And then by the fourth day, I woke up, and it was like, this is nuts. I feel energy. I feel like I'm ready for a power shake. And it was easier than it was the first 3 days. And then by the fourth day, and then the fifth day got easier, and then the sixth day got easier. And by the 10th day, I was like, I don't want to stop this. I don't even want to eat. I want to just keep taking Purium, and my power shakes. And that's what I did. And I just kept going from there. Because I think once you start, if you go back to your fast foods and you go back to your things, your taste buds are going to change again. So they're going to want that. And that's a big no-no to me. Nope, I'm going to stick to the path that is right for my body. So
that's brilliant. The amazing thing is about this call, for everybody who's listening, this is an amazing call because it's so real, it's so honest. I mean, Monika was gagging because she didn't like the power shake. She was getting headaches. All these things that can happen during it are things that people can get, and the honesty that Monika is coming out with is what we have to let people know could happen. So I think anybody that we know who is thinking about going on the cleanse, I think when Troy puts his recording up, this is an absolute must call. And again, Mon, thanks very much for coming on and sharing your story. I really appreciate it. So I'm sure, Troy, we got people who may want to ask some questions to Monika.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Nisha's got a question. Hi, Monika. Thank you.
Hi.
Really great call. Thanks for sharing. Obviously, you've met Dave Sandoval. You've been to the Oasis. I've got two questions. What do you, how was that going to the Oasis, seeing what he's created there, and what can we expect to get if we manage to get out to America to the Oasis? With the hot springs and all that kind of stuff. What do you see as the future of Purium? Obviously, seeing the growth from conception and seeing all your family now getting involved. What do you see with Purium and the future of Purium and, being in the pulse of it? What can we expect to see over here as we merge? What is it? What is Purium bringing to the table for you and your people and our people and everything? Thank you.
What I think Purium brings to the table is hope, and is hope for that a better future, and hope for that we're going to get the right nutrition in our body. Meeting Dave, he is such an inspiration and such he's just smart, like a genius, like a health food genius. That's what I call him, because anytime you listen to him, you're just drawn into him, and you're just like, okay, I'm putting this in my body, and it's great for me. It's Purium. And these products and different products. I mean, there's so many products out there you can take. But it's like your own little store. So you got to pick and choose what products you want to take and experiment with them and see what ones you like the best. But as far as what Purium brings to the table is hope to me. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I can think of is hope for the future. I mean, you can make money off of this product. You can get the right nutrition. You can live a long, healthy life with Purium. And those are three great things: making money, being there for your kids if you have kids, being there for your spouse or your, whoever. that's amazing. Or being there for yourself. I mean, doing it for yourself is the biggest thing. The biggest thing for me is no matter what or who's around you, do it for you. Do it for what you want, and give yourself the right nutrition. I think that's the biggest hope. I mean, I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. And what was it like at the Oasis? What was it like visiting? Is there teepees there and all that kind of stuff? What can we expect to get if we get over to the Oasis? What's it like there? What is it like?
It's gorgeous. It's 136 acres of desert, but it's beautiful. So he has a little creek in the house, and he has a few little houses that you guys will stay at if you go over there. Me and my mother went, and we stayed in like one of the little rooms. There's a slide with a pool, and then he has a hot tub, and then the hot springs you have to drive to a little bit, but it's not too far from his house. And we didn't get to go up to the hot springs, but the PHP Academy after that did, and the pictures looked gorgeous. And there's a little zip line there, and it's just beautiful. It's relaxing. The teepees, they're they're actually really big. They have a bed in there and a little sink in there, and they're beautiful. They're really cool. I didn't want to sleep in the teepees, but you can, and those are really cool. Those are awesome. Okay. And we had yoga there. There was yoga there. That was fun. So.
Thank you, Monika. Thanks, Monika. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ish. Does anybody else get any questions for Monika? I think you got to press *6 if you want to unmute yourself.
Hi guys. Hi Monika. It's Andy Pride here over in Scotland. Thanks for the call. It was really good. I just wanted to say I'm going to start my third cleanse next week with some of the other guys, and it's been a while since I've done one, so I just wanted to say thanks for your inspiration, and I'm looking forward to starting it, and it's a crazy journey, and so big things happening over here, so hopefully we'll welcome you over to Scotland pretty soon. That would be great.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the transformation is great. Once you keep doing it and you keep taking the products, transformations get easier and easier and easier every time. Even this is my fourth one, and a lot of people ask me, well, I've done like 10 transformations. How come you've only done 4? The problem is you don't have to do a transformation back to back and back to back all the time. But take the product every day. Take it every single day, and you're basically, like I do basically the cleanse every day until I have a meal. Whether it's going to be you can pick and choose whether it's going to be your lunch or your breakfast or your dinner. But then take Purium the rest of the day. And when you do another cleanse for the 10 days, it will get a lot easier, a lot easier.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. I do something similar. I would take some Power Shake and some kamut and some cherry, some frothy cherry at night. And it does. It's not difficult at all. It's enjoyable after a while. And I think for some people who aren't used to it or aren't used to green shakes or green juicing, it can be quite challenging to do. But no, I love it. I think it's just amazing. It's just good, wholesome nutrition and food. It's awesome.
Yeah. The cherry juices are great too. For sleep, oh my goodness, take that every night and you sleep like a baby.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think maybe we've got time for one more question.